what is a choice or some choices or some piece of advice that you would give to somebody who's on the precipice of going from being the practitioner, the tactician, to running the show?
So I'm going to give a movie analogy reference.
Okay.
So I'm sure most of you guys have seen the movie 300. You have seen it, right?
Love that movie.
Of course. So for the Spartan soldier, which is only 300 of them, to go against the Persian Empire, which is the whole empire.
It's like unlimited.
Yeah, pretty much. The only way they were able to do that is surround Spartacus, right? No, Leonidas. Leonidas surrounded himself with really, really good people who understand his mission, his vision, and is to protect the homeland that they have, right? So as soon as I saw that movie, that's how I look at business, that how can I surround myself with as many Spartans as possible that's going to go on this uncharted journey with me. So that way we can have each other's back. We can have the shield, someone else the spear. And that's the mindset you have to get into, because if you believe in people, you have to believe in community. And if you believe in achieving something great, you know you cannot do it alone, right? Because look at Elon, look at Steve Jobs, look at all these people that invent something great. They didn't do it alone.
For sure.
Right? So if you take yourself out of it for a little bit, and then you take, like 2 steps back and then just ask yourself this question, like, what do I want to be known for? What do I want to create? And if I need to create that thing, what kind of people would I need to have around me in order to achieve that goal? Now you start thinking, it's almost like we call this constraint-induced therapy. So when someone has a stroke and they can only use their right hand, guess what? We strap down the right hand, force them to use the left hand, right? So now you have to force that. So if you say, okay, if I want to achieve this and I can't do it alone, and I can only have 3 people with me, what quality do I need? And what would each of them look like? Who do I need to hire? And you just go based on that. And then from there, now you get more comfortable with the decision that you're about to hire people, because you kind of know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Right? The scariest thing about owning a business is hiring people. And for me, it's a gift and a curse, because I get to give someone an opportunity to, pursue something more than just a paycheck, right? Hopefully. And I didn't get to where I am today without people giving me those opportunities in the past, especially as an immigrant. Like I worked at a restaurant, then I became a dishwasher, then I became a busboy. But then again, it's people that saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And to me, as a business owner, that's such a gift to be able to give someone like an opportunity, like, I think this kid got it. He has something he might not see yet, but I think with the right coaching, with the right environment, I think he can do something with this.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, that's fun for me to see. If they don't stay with me and they are leaving my world, like, that's great. Like, I'm happy. Like, we have kids who employee who left and go do other things. Awesome. Right. And I think that doesn't stop the mission, though, because then you just need to understand who you need to keep you on track of the path you want to be on.
I used to fear losing team members because, it's hard, obviously, and it's incredibly expensive. Like, people don't talk enough about how much it costs to lose a team member, good or bad. It's expensive, right? And I can't remember who I heard it from, but there was a saying, one of those success coaches, and they were talking about, you need to free up people's future, right? And it's about just allowing them the freedom and the liberty. It's a different mindset, right? Because it's like, I almost feel it's like I'm scared to lose people is scarcity. Well, the abundance is, dude, there's so many opportunities. Go find what makes you happy. Like, I'm not even worried about the cost. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Go be happy. If you're not happy here, go be happy, right? And that really shifted the way that I looked at kind of people development. This is something that McBilly and I are working on even now, is we're at a season in business where we've grown so much that it's like, we're having to really formalize and develop a lot of training and structure and support for our team and leadership development. And it's new and it's interesting, but like at the same time, when people, and some people won't want to go where we're going, and I hope they all do, but I'm mentally prepared for it not to be the case, because we're getting clearer on our core values. We're getting clearer on our mission. We're getting clearer on the direction we're going. And I can only imagine there's got to be at least one person that's unexcited about that. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Let's figure that out and let's build a plan. Right. And so that's been a really interesting thing for me personally as an entrepreneur and as a to helping people develop, is just that realization that and it's kind of a sonder of sorts. Everybody's going to leave your life eventually, and it's okay. And, you know, it's like, we have a mission to run with them, without them. And if we can have them with us for as much as possible in that time frame, that's great. But if not, that's okay. You know, and we got a mission to do either way, you know?
I mean, to add on to that, like the way I looked at it is I give people permission to just leave, right? I think that's a different thing. Like, I don't fear people leaving. If they want to leave, they definitely could leave. Like, that's the whole point. And what I tell my team, and I usually say it before any monthly meeting, is like, I'm happy you guys are here because you've shown to be here. We don't need each other. That's the best part, right? We kind of want to be here, right? Because at the end of the day, you can go find another job. I can go find an employee, but we all want to be here together.
Yeah.
And one thing I caught myself doing too is, as a business owner, like you, especially when you're in this kind of world, you and I are learning actively, so we can bring back to our village, our tribe, and say, hey guys, here's what I learned. We're just gonna do this and that. What I found is that I'm sometimes I wait for people to just like, oh yeah, let's catch up, let's do this and this. And what I realize is that that's not doing them a service at all, because if I wait for them, then they have no sense of urgency. Right. But here, and I learned this, like, when you're about to be late for school, your parents, the car's in drive, they're driving slowly, you're moving your ass a lot faster, so that way you can get in the car. So that's how I feel. I was like, all right, I'm not just going to wait here. I'm going to slowly move.
Yeah.
If you want to come with me, there's path.
Yeah.
Hurry up. I'll show how to get here. We'll go together.
Yeah.
Right. And I think as soon as I start changing that mindset, like, and even like just this seminar we're at today, just talking about like, influencing people and creating maximum impact. Like, I can't do that if I'm just waiting for people forever.
Yeah.
Right. If I just keep going on my path and they say, you know what, that guy's going somewhere, I kind of like to, I want to be a part of it. Cool. Let's do it. Like, I think we talk about this. You know how like when Facebook got really big, people started bragging that they were like the first 5 employees I was the first 5 employee of Facebook. I was like, bro, you could have been a janitor that happened to be in that whatever Airbnb or WeWork. And then you just like, yes, like maybe they just couldn't afford someone better. Like that's not a brag. Right. But if you were now like the current employee of Facebook, you're up there, like now there's a higher requirement because your first employee is like, can they breathe? Yes. Can they smile? Yes. Okay. You're higher.
Yeah.
Right. And to all the business owners that are listening out there, that I remember my first hire is I was selling her on why she should work for me. And I was paying her to work for me. So it was weird because like, I feel like I was getting interviewed to hire her. Yeah. And we all go through that. Right. But now we're at the point where like, okay, yeah, we can't hire. Right. And it's a season of business. And the more reps you have, the more scar you have, the more confident you have, because you have, like Alex Ramosi said, this is that, you're good, then you're great, then you're undeniable. Right. The more shit you go through, the more undeniable you become.
Yeah.
And to wrap it up to what you said before, like of not wanting to face the hardship or looking yourself in the mirror. It's going back to Star Wars when Luke Skywalker has to go confront, the vision of Darth Vader, but really is himself. Right? Like who we want to be is on the other side of the thing we don't want to face. That's why there's always a dragon guarding some sort of treasure.
Yeah.
Right. So like there's a saying I say to my wife or my team's like, yeah, I got to slay dragons today. Right. And that's what we do. We slay dragons every day.
I love it. So we're obviously at a mastermind. I mean, this is a really cool community because it's like, it's obviously for Dan Kennedy, who's one of our main mentors. And it's a big deal to me. It's a big deal to you. I know that. And it's obviously cool because in a sense, we're getting a little slice of history, right? Because this is one of those events where he's been doing this for almost 50 years. Some of his oldest clients who have been there for almost that amount of time, over 40, are with us in this room. And obviously, we're some of the youngest cats in the room, right? And so there's this really cool spread and just diversity of the audience, and it's refreshing.